Hey.
Hiya.
How are you on this lovely day?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm so excited that you took the time out of your busy schedule to answer an overwhelming amount of questions.
No, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, of course. So are you ready to get started?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, let's do it. So let's pretend I'm a job interviewer.
Okay.
How would you introduce yourself?
So my name's 𝐋𝐄𝐓'𝐒. I'm a third-year vet student at Cambridge and I go to 𝐷𝐿 College.
Okay. Oh no, a new rule is in effect. It's illegal to be humble. Introduce yourself again, but brag.
Oh, so yeah, my name's 𝐋𝐄𝐓'𝐒. I'm a third-year vet student at Cambridge. I've topped TriPos before, which is when you come first in your year. And I used to be in The Lion King on the West End.
Give me your best lion roar. That was perfect.
Rogue.
So Cambridge, huh?
Yeah.
What made you choose it?
Cambridge is like the most academic vet school in my opinion, and they really focus on the sciences, and that was what I was looking for.
Okay, so if you could choose again, would you change your decision?
Absolutely not. This is for me 100%.
Yay, that's what I like to hear. So we all know in movies, American universities have crazy parties, frats and sororities, and extreme school spirit.
Yeah.
How similar is Cambridge to how American universities look in the movies?
So I think we definitely have a comparable like social scene and definitely the school spirit. But I think in terms of like sororities and things, we definitely don't have that, and we just socialize in different ways.
Okay, so is there any more differences other than the social life?
I think from what we've spoken about, like we definitely have older buildings here, and also the colleges, the college system. So we don't have a main campus. All of our campus is split across 31 colleges.
Whoa.
And every student has a college that is their college.
Okay, what's your college?
My college is 𝐷𝐿 College, which is the first women's college, and I believe the first place in the UK that a woman could have a degree.
Okay, women's rights?
Yeah.
Is it the best college here at Cambridge?
Well, I'm a bit biased, but I think so. Lots of the colleges have different attributes, but 𝐷𝐿 is definitely a really inclusive and happy place.
Yes, okay, that's so good to hear. So how old is Cambridge University?
So I believe that the oldest college is Peterhouse, and they maybe date back to 1209, but it really does vary between the colleges. For instance, 𝐷𝐿 being a women's college was founded a lot later in 1869, so there really is quite a big range.
Wow, but 1209, that's absolutely insane. Are any of the buildings outdated or the curriculum?
So the buildings, we have obviously got a lot of old buildings. They can pose kind of like fire risks and can be quite expensive for heating. But it's really nice to be in a place like this where the buildings are so lovely. Yeah.
Yes, they're absolutely beautiful. So I know Cambridge originated from scholars leaving the University of Oxford after a dispute. So now are you guys like rivals?
Oh, there's definitely a big rivalry, especially with like sports and things. They have like the Oxford and Cambridge Blues, and in every or most sports, if they're considered a blue sport, there's a varsity match between the two, and people get very, very competitive.
Ah, so fun. But I know you guys also are friends sometimes. You mentioned before something about you going sledding together or
Oh, right,
skiing?
yeah. So the varsity trip is like a ski trip that happens every December, and people from Oxford and Cambridge go together. And definitely, I think, really we are friends. There's just a real intense rivalry there, I guess. Yeah.
That's so nice. So where are we right now?
So we're in King's College, and we have the chapel just here. And yeah, this is their new kind of wildflower meadow that we're just right by.
It is so gorgeous. Can you show me more of the wealthiest university in the UK?
Yeah, should we go for a walk?
Yes, let's go for a little walk. So if this is King's College, what other college do you like to visit?
I quite like to visit Downing. It's open to the public and they have a nice cafe that's quite good to work in, but there are lots of nice colleges around.
Okay, how far apart are the different colleges?
Most of them are very central, but 𝐷𝐿 being the first women's college is about 10-15 minutes out on a bike, because initially they had to keep the women away from the men so they didn't distract them.
We are some distracting people, I know.
What can I say?
Especially cute ones like you.
Oh, you're too kind.
So what are some of Cambridge's traditions that you like?
So I would say one of the biggest Cambridge traditions has to be punting. We have the River Cam that runs right through the city centre, and a punt is kind of a long square boat that you push along with a pole, and people will go out with their friends and do that.
Oh, so cute. So what's your all-time favorite thing about Cambridge?
It's going to be the people overall. I think the people really make the experience for me, but then again, in addition to that, just being in a place with such old buildings and studying in such an attractive place, like it's such a unique experience that I might never get again.
Right. Any Cambridge stereotypes that you realized are true?
Definitely that everyone here is a massive nerd for their subject. You have to really, really care about what you're studying in order to get here. And I think the fact that you're surrounded by other people who also care a lot just kind of fosters that.
Yeah. So I know you want to be a vet, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So why a vet?
I just have always loved animals, and I've been quite interested in kind of obviously keeping them healthy, and like things like disease have always just fascinated me.
Yeah. What type of animals would you want to treat?
So I'm less focused on the animals that I want to treat in future and more like the specialty. So I think I'll probably go into something like surgery. It really interests me.
Oh, so blood doesn't faze you?
Not at all.
Okay. What's been your favorite class thus far?
Definitely anatomy, and I think that's why I tended towards surgery. I kind of have really enjoyed dissections and things like that.
Yeah, very cool. How many more years of school do you have left?
So yeah, I've done 3 so far, and I've got another 3 to go.
Wow, 6-year program.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the present. Are there dining halls on campus?
Yeah, so every college has its own dining hall, and 𝐷𝐿'𝐻 is actually known for being one of the best, really. We have really good food.
Okay, what's the most British classic meal served?
I think I'd have to go for fish and chips. I think it's a real classic that people get quite excited for.
Yes, I'm gonna try some tomorrow. I'm very excited.
That would be so cool.
So rate your dining hall experience 1 to 10.
I think 𝐷𝐿'𝐻's definitely got to be an 8 or a 9. Sometimes people moan about the vegetarian options, but personally, I've always really enjoyed it.
What's a formal?
So a formal is like a college meal that gets held once or twice a week, and you get a 3-course meal. You go in your gowns and formal wear, and it's a good opportunity to get together with your friends and have a drink and some nice food.
Okay, so where do you go to for late night craving?
So personally, I quite like 𝐅𝐑𝐈𝐄𝐍𝐃𝐒, and they do chips and kind of other Greek food. But there are also 2 vans called Van of Life and Van of Death, colloquially, and people have their preferences.
Are there a lot of clubs on campus?
So I would say definitely lots of like sports clubs and things like this. There are other things, but the one I tend to get involved in is rowing quite heavily.
Oh, you row?
Yeah.
Can I see your rowing movement?
Sure, you can. I mean, we could do an arms
little
only,
tutorial?
or we can do a backstop. We can do a little stroke.
I love it. Do you row right here on this river?
So this is the same river, this is the Cam, but this is a different stretch. This is what we call the backs, as it runs along the back of the colleges, and there's another stretch which is a little bit wider, and you can get 2 boats on it next to each other. That's what we row.
Absolutely beautiful. How many people on campus do you think are on the rowing team?
It's actually a lot more than any, other than Oxford maybe, than any other university, because every college has their own rowing team and then the uni has their own. So a lot of people here are involved in rowing in some way.
Wow. Do you guys compete against different colleges within Cambridge?
Yeah, we have the wackiest race called Bumps, which the main one happens in May. You line up all the boats on the river and the aim is to hit the boat in front of you. Actually, like physically hit. That's how you win points.
Wait, that's so cool. It currently is May. Did you win?
I'm currently training for May Bumps with 𝐷𝐿'𝐻 W1, so if you want to support us.
Yes, I would love to support. That's so cool. So other countries are a hop, skip, and a jump away. How often do you travel?
I mean, obviously over COVID, I've not done a lot of traveling, but I'd like to do more now that things are kind of getting back to normal.
Yeah. How far away from home are you?
I'm about 3.5 hours on a good day by car from home.
What's it like to go to school in England?
As in generally, the like program?
Yeah, like compared to if you were to go to school internationally.
Yeah, I mean, we have like a kind of primary school, high school, 6th form setup. And I don't know, it depends. I'd have to have another experience to compare it to, but
yeah,
it's
that
been
totally
okay.
Makes sense. If you had to guess, how many international students do you think go to Cambridge?
I think there's quite a lot. I think more in postgraduate students than actually in undergraduates, but quite a few, I think.
Okay. So which soccer club do you support? Or football club?
I would have to support Liverpool because that's from near to home to me. But yeah, that would be my club of choice.
Who's your best mate on campus?
Oh, I'm gonna have to give 2. My friend Mimi, who's been here from the start, and also my friend Alice. We did 𝐿𝐵𝐶ing, which is coaching novices at rowing together. So we spent so many mornings at like 6 a.m. together that I have to give her an honourable mention.
Hey, Mimi and Alice.
Hi.
Can you share any other British slang you use?
Oh, that's a really good question, other than just mate and how you doing and things like this. I don't know.
I heard that you guys say the lift instead of the elevator.
Oh yeah, we say lift, and I guess there's some like Cambridge specific slang as well. Do you know what stash is?
I have no clue what stash
Okay,
is.
so stash is like anything you get from the university that has Cambridge on it. If it's a sports club item that's Cambridge related, it's Cambridge stash or it's college stash. So that's quite a Cambridge specific like slang.
Okay, I might have to go get my own stash.
I reckon you should.
Can I hear your best American accent?
Oh my gosh, what should I say for you?
I would like a hamburger, please.
I
Hold
would like
the
a
pickles.
hamburger, please. Hold the pickles. I want to hear yours though. You're going to do a British accent now.
Okay, for the next 3 questions, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm scared. So, in the States, frats and sororities make up a large percentage of the social scene. Is there Greek life here?
So I actually had to Google what Greek life meant, and no, we don't have it here.
Wow.
Like, I know I've heard of sororities in films and stuff, but we tend to have more sports clubs and societies and things like that, which we socialise within.
Okay, that makes sense. Here goes more British accent. On a typical weekend, where could you find a Cambridge student?
It really depends on the subject, but, you know, either in the library, you could find them by the river, hanging out, maybe in Grantchester Meadows. There's a nice bit of river to hang out with your friends by.
Okay, my last question in my accent. How often do people go out to party a week here at Cambridge?
So I would say in Michaelmas and Lent term, the first 2, maybe once or twice a week would be kind of average. But in Easter term where we're at the moment, it's exam term, so definitely a lot less.
Yeah, okay. So how many house parties do you guys typically have?
So weirdly enough, especially in first year, students are made to live in their college. So you kind of live in like college dorms or accommodation. So it's hard to have house parties with the porters who like our security. But as you move towards like grad student age, there are more and more people living in their own houses. And yeah, I went to one last week actually.
Ooh, how was it?
It was interesting. It was Guernsey themed, which is like a little British island.
Ooh.
It was very rogue, but it was nice.
Is there a lot of themed parties?
Yeah, I would say so. I think especially as well, rowing swaps and things like this, where 2 teams will have a party or a swap together. There'll like usually be a fancy dress theme or some kind of theme to tie everything together.
Very cool. So how late do the parties run until?
Anytime. It can be anywhere from 2 till like 5 a.m. I would say. And maybe like if you consider May balls to be a party, we have some pretty legendary May balls. They will run till 6 in the morning and there's a survivor's photo at the end, so.
Wow. How old do you have to be to drink here?
Only 18.
18? In the States it's 21.
That's mad.
Yes, so since it's 18 here, do you think it changes the party culture?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people, when they first get to university, they're at the age where they're first allowed to drink legally. And I think it can definitely be a bit of a shock to people when they first get here. And some people overdo it a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you ever seen anybody really drunk?
I've got to say, I have one story from a rowing swap where our men's captain was very drunk and decided to switch clothes with another member of the crew as like a dare. But the other member wouldn't switch clothes, so he was stood there on CCTV with no clothes on for quite a long amount of time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't get cold.
He was all right. I actually asked him if I could tell this story and he's quite unbothered.
Oh, yay, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, naked friend.
Hiya.
So do people's drinks get spiked here?
So it has been a problem in the past, but they're kind of trying to stamp it down. It was quite bad for some time, but it's not specifically a Cambridge thing. It's more of just a thing across the UK, I would say.
Okay, so keep your drinks safe.
Yeah.
If your school is in alcohol, would it be a fine wine, scotch, beer, or tequila?
I think definitely a fine wine because we get so much of it for free, and also it's kind of like a refined experience I think you get here that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah. Can I guess how many libraries you have on campus?
Go for it.
How about 4?
More.
20?
Bit more?
More?
Yeah.
50?
Bit more than that. I think it's actually like over 100. I couldn't tell you a specific number.
No way. Have
Yeah.
you visited them all?
No, every college has a library and I've been to my colleges and a few others, but I don't know if I could even like visit that many if I tried.
100 is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
So is it on your bucket list to complete going to all of them before you graduate?
Not necessarily the libraries, but I'd like to go to every formal in Cambridge. I think that could be fun.
Oh, that's really fun. Curveball, what's the best bathroom on campus?
There's actually one really weird bathroom in Girton that's halfway down a spiral stone staircase. It's like it almost shouldn't be there, but it's kind of interesting.
Okay, a little side bathroom. How many hours a day do you do homework?
Only a couple for me. I tend to consistently work throughout the year, a couple of hours a day, but try not to overdo it because I think it would stress me out.
Okay, so any studying secrets you have?
I think definitely a work hard, play hard kind of mentality. Like do a set amount of time, work really hard, and then go out and do something nice, reward yourself for like being focused.
Yeah. Are you ever sleep deprived?
As a rower, I have to say yes, because I get up quite early, quite frequently.
What time do you get up?
So when I was doing dev squad for the university, it was sometimes like 4:15, 4:30.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How many hours of sleep would you get?
Anywhere between like 4 and 9, depending on how good the night is, you know?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your best tip for juggling social life, school, and sports?
Yeah, same as I just said, like I think lots of people can waste time doing like 8-hour stints in a library where they don't get a lot done. If you really sit down and focus for a short number of hours, you can get so much done and then go out and actually enjoy yourself after.
Yeah, makes sense. Has anyone caught your romantic eye?
Maybe.
Okay. 1 to 10, how attractive would you say your student body is?
On the whole, I think we're quite an attractive bunch. I'd go for a 7 or an 8 for sure.
Okay, Cambridge. Hookups or ships, what is the dating culture like?
It's a real interesting one here. We actually have a Facebook page called Crush Bridge, obviously a mix of like Crush and Cambridge, and people will anonymously post about people that they're crushing on campus with kind of like their initials and their college. So they might say like, if it was for me, it would be _@G, which is 𝐂𝐃𝐒𝐒, and they would write you an anonymous message.
Is this how you met your person?
No, actually, I wish. I have met some people in the past through this way, but no.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys don't have American football here.
I think there is some actually. One of my flatmates is quite into it, and I think they out by near Cambridge Airport, they have a stadium there where they do some.
Wait,
actually.
really cool. Okay.
I don't know a lot about it, but yeah.
So which athletic team has the most clout on campus?
I think definitely rowing. It's such a big thing here.
Okay. On a scale 1 to 10, how fashionable is your campus? 1, the bummiest of bums. 10, ready to meet the queen.
Ooh, I would guess. It depends, do you know, it depends where you are. If you're at a vet med 9 AM lecture, we're probably all in tracksuits. But if you're at 𝐋𝐄𝐓'𝐒 site where the humanities students are, people treat it a bit like a catwalk.
Okay, makes sense. So how much do you walk a day?
I wouldn't say I walk a lot, but I definitely cycle a lot to get here.
Okay, how much would you say you cycle?
I actually tracked it once on Strava, and probably about 400 or 500 kilometers a month.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Do a lot of students use bikes as well, or skateboards or scooters?
There are bikes everywhere in Cambridge, definitely the choice.
Okay. What percentage of campus are athletes, you would say? Outside of rowing?
Outside of rowing, so I suppose with the Cambridge Blue culture of trying to get like that accolade in sport, quite a lot, I would say. Quite a lot of people do a sport.
The English weather seems really unpredictable. I mean, it was storming a second ago. How often does it rain here?
It's actually supposed to be one of the driest places in the UK, but as you can probably tell from my hair, we've had thunder, lightning, rain today, and now it's quite sunny, so yeah, it's unpredictable.
Unpredictable. How many snow days do you typically have during the winter?
So up north, not a lot, but down here we do get snow for a few days each year.
Okay, that's good to know. What's a clothing item in every Cambridge student's closet?
Oh, I would say lots of people have a college puffer, which is again an item of stash, and you have your college logo or crest and your initials on it.
Hey, tell me about the gowns you guys wear for your fancy dinners.
Yeah, so they're different for each college, and it's just like a black material gown that you put over your formal clothes. And I believe like you wear the similar or the same one for your graduation ceremony, so it's sort of to represent the fact that you are getting a degree from Cambridge.
Really cool. Do you feel safe walking through campus at nighttime?
Yeah, especially with the porters being about, I think it's quite a safe place.
Good. Do most students live on campus?
Yeah, like most students for the whole, like on the most part, will live in their college.
Hey, what year can you move off campus, or are you not allowed to move off?
You can live off campus in second year with permission, and without permission, once you become a grad student, I think you can live where you like.
Oh, very nice. So how close is the nearest airport?
It's on the other side of Cambridge, where I mentioned before, probably like 20, 25 minutes.
Okay. Fill in the blank. If I had known blank about my school, I would have never, ever chosen it.
I think if I'd have known how chilled out it would make me, I wouldn't have chosen it, but it's actually been really good for me.
Okay, so you've been chilled even though the work is vigorous?
I think I've been chilled because I know that I'm getting the best education here, and if I do the work, I'll be fine. Whereas I went to kind of like a not very good school, and sometimes the teaching wasn't great there. So knowing that I'm getting good teaching here has been a massive release for me.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Have you seen any celebrities on campus?
I went to see Stephen Fry at the Cambridge Union, which is like the debate society, and that was really exciting.
Very cool. Who's your favorite alum?
So other than Stephen Fry, who I've just mentioned, probably Sandy 𝐋𝐄𝐓'𝐒, she does 𝐋𝐄𝐒, and she's from Girton. She came in, I got to meet her last time, which was really exciting.
Yay, okay. Do you feel like all socioeconomic classes are represented here at Cambridge?
I think to an extent, yes, but I also think it could be a lot better.
Okay. At what age did you know you wanted to go to Cambridge?
I think I knew from a very young age I wanted to be a vet, but I only decided on Cambridge midway through high school.
Okay. What was the application process like?
Oh, it was quite vigorous. We had to do a personal statement, and then I personally had 3 interviews and a lot of waiting in between. Yeah.
I feel you with the waiting.
Oh yeah.
The worst. What other top schools did you apply to?
So for vet med, there's not a lot, but I applied to Nottingham, to Bristol, to Liverpool, and where else? Somewhere else that I can't recall.
Lots of places.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any application advice?
Try and be original. Don't copy things that you think are going to make you look good. Go for what you actually genuinely feel and believe, and yeah, you'll stand out for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think you've met a future millionaire?
Probably knocking about somewhere. Yeah.
Is your school academically competitive, or do you guys help each other out?
I don't see why you can't be both. I think we're quite academically competitive, but everybody likes to share and help each other, because why not?
Yeah. Do the majority of kids on campus want to change the world or just be rich?
I thought coming in here that most people would want to be rich, and people have shocked me with like how much they actually care about what's going on, and it's quite a nice thing.
Yeah, do most graduates you know have jobs?
Have jobs when they leave? Actually, yeah, most people. I mean, maybe it's a symptom of being a vet med that most people do have a job when they leave here. But yeah, I think most people do end up going on to a grad scheme or having a job when they leave.
Yay, that's good to hear. So Cambridge has been around since you mentioned 1209,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Is it perfect yet?
I don't think anywhere's perfect, but I think we're trying our best.
Yeah, that's good to hear. If you could change one thing about your school, what would it be?
I think the kind of diversity and inclusion, especially with like schools that maybe don't get a lot of people in here, they do try, but there's a lot more that they could do to help people.
Yeah, that makes sense. What would you say is the #1 tip for success here at Cambridge?
Managing your time, and really like just accepting that like you're going to do well here and try and be really immersed in the experience, because that's the more important thing.
Yeah. Cambridge is in Cambridge, a city of about 130,000 people. How do you like it?
I think it's really nice. I think it's definitely a student city, and I'm not sure it would be the nicest place to live just in your normal life, but as a student it's great.
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned that there needs to be more diversity.
Yeah.
What is one way that you think the school could do a better job?
So they do some outreach, but I think it definitely could be more robust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Describe the best party you've ever been to.
Oh my goodness. I think it's gonna have to be Girton Spring Ball. So I was actually on the committee, and it's basically a party that starts somewhere in the region of like 8 p.m, ends at 6 a.m, and you have like dodgems, you have free drinks all night, you have free food all night, and it's just this really like, we had an ABBA tribute act, we had Taylor Swift, it was really cool.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah.
I just graduated, so I'm already missing college.
You'll have to get yourself to one of the Cambridge balls.
Yes, I will have to come and join you. So why do you think Cambridge chose you?
I think that I'm still really passionate about vet med, and I had a lot of work experience because of that passion, so it made me stand out as a candidate, I think.
Yeah, makes sense. So do you think Cambridge is the best university in Europe?
Again, I might be a bit biased, but I'm going to say yes.
Do you think it's the best in the world?
Oh, I think we're up there, but I wouldn't like to put any money on it.
If you could tell your 18-year-old self something, what would you say?
I would say stick at it, you're going to get there.
Yes. So should everybody watching this video apply to Cambridge?
You know, if you're passionate about your subject and you want to come here, go for it.
Amazing. That's the end of the interview.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.